Okay, so this is the only unit we got concerns is what do we need to do as it relates to these fins, guys?
The fins,
You have to talk nice and loud, so.
It's a matter of straightening them, getting a guy in here with a small screwdriver, straightening them up. And that'll increase a little bit of the efficiency, reduce a little bit of the operational cost.
Okay. And what's happening? This unit is leaking because one of the drains...
The condensate drain was plugged on this unit, and there was water that was overflowing. You see the dampness. That is going to be rectified and fixed sooner than later.
Does that might that water be leaking back inside the curtain?
And that is possible. That's could be having an issue with the water leak.
Okay.
And the other thing, the first stage on this one is just slightly low on refrigerant.
Low on refrigerant. Okay. Okay.
That's my concerns with the units.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of pigeon leftovers.
And that's just because you had a filter that was out of the way and the thing's found
right.
its home and so on. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And, yeah.
So the issues here are our roof membrane. There's some question about, it's obviously leaking in 4 or 5 places, so we're trying to decide whether it's a roof membrane issue or a flashing issue, but what's your thought, Eldon?
My initial thoughts are that it's leaking around the seal of the for the roof drain, the flange in the that seals onto the membrane. There's a good possibility that that's where the leak is. There are several areas on the ceiling tile where the water is coming through.
Can you look my way a little bit just so we can get more audio, that's all. Okay.
So that tells me that because there's several spots on the ceiling tile, there's other leaks besides this particular one. But I would suggest that the drain, the membrane be cut out around the drain, the patch that's on there now. It may well be that they've had problems with that before and repaired it, and so it should be cut out again. And if the wetting is localized, then there's a high probability that that's where the leak is coming from. Having said that, there's several other areas where there's water staining on the ceiling tile as well, and that's an indication that the water is coming through the roof nearby, because it does not travel for a long distance on ceiling tile because of the grid that supports the tile. So
we've got likely have a membrane issue in 4 or 5 different localized areas.
That's a fair comment, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because we've got the upper roof over here. That area's got some ceilings, a bunch of ceiling tiles are leaking up there, so we know that's a problem. We've got this core area here, and then also on the south side of this HVAC unit, there's a bunch of the ceiling tiles inside that are swollen and drooping because the water's falling through there as well.
Yeah. Okay. It's not uncommon for leaking to occur around the curbs onto which the units are setting. Oftentimes the sealing that is done on the welding of the membrane.
So that the curb is that little plastic skirt around the unit itself?
Yes, that's right.
So point out to where you think it might be deficient.
So now this area here, just to give you an example, it's not uncommon for leaks to occur in areas like this.
Oh yeah, you can see it's cracked.
Yeah. So that's not uncommon.
Okay.
This isn't bad yet, but this is just shows you that the beginning of it opening up.
So the moisture gets in. So you've got a little flange around every opening.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's the failure point usually.
Those are that's a weak point in the.
But again, that's just a guess. We don't know if it's here or somewhere else that's our source of our water problem.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. East-facing concrete block wall. What's our issue here?
I think what's happening is that wind-driven rain and perhaps snow melt on the block, the decorative block around the outside, is channeling the water in through the block along those areas.
So that's rotting away the mortar joints?
That's just the paint.
Okay.
That,
how do we resolve it?
I have had success with acrylic paint on the outside, a clear acrylic, not actually paint, but a clear acrylic applied. You roll it onto the wall on the outside, and it reduces the wicking action coming through. So just like this is acrylic paint as well.
Yeah.
So and what it's doing is the water can't wick through as fast as through this part as fast as it's coming in the other side.
Right.
So it builds up in behind this because it's not as the acrylic paint isn't as permeable as the block itself.
Okay.
So the water builds up in behind it.
Okay.
And the effervescence, that's just the minerals coming through from the block itself.
And that's just kind of localized into this one area here.
Yeah, but it's not affecting the integrity of the block. It's sound. The mortar is sound in it, so it's not.
Okay. So we're probably talking about a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 25-foot area, 25 by.
Well, it runs inside the hallway as well, the staircase.
Oh, it does. Okay.
So I would say
The whole eastern wall.
do the whole east wall. It's not that expensive and it's not that difficult to do.
Okay. So our problem is we've got the roof leaking issue upstairs, like Eldon indicated. You can see where that roof is leaking in multiple different spots, stained ceiling tiles. The challenge is determining where the leak happens, because it can happen in one location and leak in another. This is our main showroom / reception area. I'm not sure whether those leaks are in close proximity to each of the HVAC units, but we'll have to measure that and determine that. Okay, so the issue we want to talk about here is the gas thermostats and the gas heaters.
Yeah, we weren't able to confirm the radiant tube, the functional condition of the radiant tube heaters, because there's 3 thermostats that are locked up and 1 won't respond. So I can't say whether it's the heater itself not working or the thermostat, but the temperature is not to a point where the thermostat would normally not.
So you've set it to call for heat, and
I set it to call for heat,
and it's not responding. So we either have a thermostat or a heater issue. Okay.
Yeah, unless they.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be what it is.
Okay. So we're going to have to get the code numbers and test all these and make sure they're all functional prior to. And we're referring to all these ceiling gas heaters up here.
5 units.
How many is there?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got,
okay, so sorry, how many units we have? 5 or 6?
Radiant tube heaters.
Okay, let's go outside
in the
here.
workshop area.
Okay. So we're just trying to address the water leakage issue that's coming in through the block wall, and you can see the. Well, go ahead, Eldon. You provide an explanation as to where the leakage is coming from and why you think.
The wind-driven rain probably is carried in through the block, and more so where the decorative brick is sticks out and creates a ledge for the water to and channels the water in And then also in the wintertime you may get snow build up on there, and it wicks in when it melts, and works its way in that way as well.
And how do we resolve that issue?
You can probably eliminate or significantly reduce the amount of wicking action that's taking place by putting a coat of acrylic, clear acrylic, over the block, which doesn't take away from the aesthetics of the or the appearance of the block on the outside. If you get a flat acrylic, clear acrylic coat to apply over it,
so that's funny.
That's
it's only an issue on the east-facing wall. Is that?
Yeah, that's true. But I have no other explanation for it.
Okay.
We all realize that the block itself is quite porous, and if you throw water at it long enough, it'll
come through.
It'll come through, you know.
Okay.